Firstly, guys, I want to thank all the new subscribers to this channel. It's been growing and I would not continue this without you. I seriously believe that every time I check back and I see these new guys commenting and you guys tuning in, this is why I continue to make these videos. I'm literally super appreciative and grateful for all you guys who tune in and watch this. And whoever I can help on this path, this is what it's all about. Now, I want to address this video. It's pretty concerning and it's come to my attention today. Basically, this was my first shift back working in the construction industry in Australia, Melbourne, and it's brutal out there. It is absolutely brutal. And why do I say this? Well, first of all, I'm just going to run you through some stats, right? Sure, we know like some construction guys, they can make some good money and things like that, and this is what draws a lot of young men to construction. But I'm going to speak to you about some of the unknown or uncommon truths, what actually goes on in the industry and what is responsible. This video may trigger a lot of people, but I've had enough of sort of this getting swept under the rug. I want this to be brought to many people's attention to realize, hey, this is actually what's going on out there. It's not just the flashy new cars and the shit like that. So to start off with, do you know what the suicide rates are in construction for men? This is insane. One guy commits suicide in the construction industry every 2 days in Australia. This is insane. It's like 6 times higher than the average suicide rate of whatever the average person's going through. That's nuts. Now let's break this down. What's actually causing these suicide rates in young men that are in construction? Every second day someone decides to kill themselves. How bad is it? What's causing this? So we're going to go through some things I've gotten written down here. The working conditions, right? Let's talk about what are the conditions like in construction sites. A lot of it is very, I guess it's dark. You're inside, you're underground, wherever, for a long period of the day. You're deprived of sunlight. As we know, sun, vitamin D, it's a literal living life force. This is going to give you life energy. It sounds pseudoscience, metaphysical, whatever you want to call it. But when we go back in history, all these ancient civilizations, they lived by the sun. We've got the ancient Romans, ancient Greeks, the Aztecs, the Mayans, the Egyptians, even the Nordic Norse mythology and all, they all understood the power of the sun. Now imagine you're trapped in a job and you're spending, 10, 12 hours a day underground or in a building, literally hidden away from the sun, the most crucial time of development of your life when you should be thinking what purpose are you living for? You're deprived trading your time for money in a sunlight deprived environment. That's going to be first and foremost a thing that's going to destroy so many people's mental health. And you think, oh, what other option is there? Well, we're going to get through this. Then, there's a lot of pressure on construction, right? It may seem like it's all fun and dandy and it's like this on the outside, it's all jokes. But the reality of it is there is an extreme amount of pressure on men to get, projects handed in on time, to work unsafe conditions. All these things come in to, I guess at the end of the day, they want profit margins. Big companies, all they care about is profit. And if you're a construction worker, you're literally just a number. And you probably know this. I don't need to tell you this stuff. And if you're not in the construction industry, all construction workers they're just a head count on a piece of paper that they know if they invest, $150,000 a year in a worker, they're going to make them $300,000-$400,000 a year or $1 million in return, whatever it works out to be. So they're literally just a number. They don't care about whether you come, go, whatever. They just need someone with the skills that's going to do the job, that's going to make them money. That's all you are. So you've got the combination of you're deprived of sunlight. Then you've got the high pressure, stress life job. You're working underground or in these environments that are often damp, they contain mold, you're breathing in crap. And now no matter what they say, you can wear a dust mask and it's going to stop some dust you're breathing in. But you're covered in this shit all day. Your skin is covered in it, your hair, your face is covered in it. You think you're not absorbing your environment around you just by wearing a mask? Like it may stop it from going into your lungs so deep, but you're still exposed to this shit all day, every day, for years and years on end. Like when you're in the industry, most people work 20, 30, 40 years of their life in this industry to make enough money to live the dream, or live the Australian dream, if you want to call it that, and buy the house with a white picket fence and have the nice backyard and all this. But at what expense? At literally what expense are you paying for this? You're trading your life for this. Is it worth it at the end of the day? Because you're going to get there and you might get it at 50, 60 years old and you have your house paid off and you can finally sit back and enjoy. But you know how many people I work with, I know that are in the industry that are battling health issues. They have problems with their backs, with their shoulders, with their knees, everything, even health issues in terms of like diabetes, overweight. And it comes time where they can finally enjoy their life at 50, 60 years old. And what? You enjoy it with this broken body that half works? What is the point of it all? Like, I am baffled by this. I honestly am baffled. You walk around site and it's like you're just staring at vessels that are just putting in food and water into their body that want to get by and just make it through the day to get through to the next day and do the same process all over again, day in, day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out, for literal years on end. The best years of their life, they're living in this environment, in doing these things. How do you think that's going to affect a man? The biggest thing that I find with any man, that when he can change his life, it's finding his purpose, finding what he truly loves to do and chasing it, going after it relentlessly, like his life's on the line here, like he's about to die. When you find that purpose and you can chase for it and give everything, that's when you feel most alive. When you're just going through the motions like a mindless drone, just doing things for the sake of it, you're literally trading your lifetime on earth for some money, for a literal pittance of what the company is actually making out of you. That's mind-baffling. This is mind-baffling. And it's like I said, this video is probably going to upset a lot of you guys, but I just want to go over some more stats. So we know every second day, a young man or a man in the construction industry commits suicide, right? What else goes on? Let's go over some more stats here. So in 2023 in Australia, there were 3,214 suicides, with males accounting for over 75% of them. And you know, out of that, the males that account for that, majority of them come from the construction industry. This is nuts. Again, what are the factors causing this? Well, you've got, you know, the work environment, the demographics. So the workforce obviously is predominantly male. It's a male-dominant industry, the construction industry. That's a given, yeah? We don't need to debate this. So when you're around this, obviously, as you know, in this industry, it's very, I guess you want to call it hardcore. You know, you're feeling shit, you're having an off day. It's like, oh, come on, brother, have your cup of concrete, get up and get to work, princess. It's like that regardless of what shit you're dealing with at home. Let's address the root cause here. What's causing men to go through this? And I truly believe so many men are being sold a lie. They're being sold a dream that's a lie. And why do I say this? Every man that I've spoken to that's, you know, at the age of retirement or getting close to retirement, if they could turn back time, they would change so many things. And they knew when it got to that point that they were sold a lie once it was too late, and they can't turn back the time now. The best years of your life, you can't go back and relive that. You can't go and trade your money in for another 10 years of life, or especially, you know, if you're in your 20s, your 30s, they're your most crucial years of your life when you can get the most life experience. And the quality of life you have in your 30s is going to be so much more greater than the quality of life you have, you know, in your 60s and 70s. Because you have a full, able, healthy body. You can go and travel and do these things and explore. You can climb mountains, you can snorkel, scuba dive, jump out of a plane, whatever you want to do. When you're trying to retire at, you know, 60, 70 years old, you're going to be limited to what you can actually do. And yeah, you may have, you know, you thought you've won the battle, but you've lost the war. And it's so sad. It's heartbreaking to see that so many men are sucked into this dream. And at the cost of their health, at the cost of their life, at the longevity of how long they're going to live for. When you're exposing yourself to these chemicals, dust, mold, lack of sunlight, lack of sleep, stress, all these things are compounding. They're going to make you live a shitter, unhealthier quality of life. How does that going to make you feel? Your environment is going to literally impact the quality of your thoughts. And the quality of your thoughts are going to dictate your life. So you keep putting yourself in this negative environment and hearing how bad it is, how hard it is, how dirty it is, how bad it is for your body. But you choose to go back in for more, and you go around in a circle and a circle and a circle. And this really dawned upon me today as I'm making this video. I've come back from my shift at in the construction industry, and it's just like, it is a brutal wake up. It is an absolutely brutal wake up to see out there what is actually going on, especially now in Australia with interest rates, the cost of living being so high. People are going in and they're pushing a boulder up a hill. They're fighting a battle, and they're trying everything they can. They're literally sacrificing their lives to get some sort of financial remuneration or financial backing for their efforts. But what they're getting back, it's disgusting. For what is required, it's honestly disgusting. It's nowhere near what I believe people should be getting paid. But also, people aren't awake. They're not aware of their surroundings. They're not aware of what's actually impacting their thoughts, their mind, their body. And without trying to go, too much down the spiritual path, the metaphysical path, I just want to touch on a few points here and make it clear that when you're stuck in an environment, in a bubble for so long, you have tunnel vision and you completely block out the rest of the world and the rest of the possibilities and opportunities out there. So if you listening to this have been stuck in this industry or stuck in a thing that you don't like, and you're consciously choosing to go back every day without even looking at other options, then I know it sounds brutal, but I'm being honest, the problem really is you. You need a broader horizon. If you want change, you're never going to be giving it. I should say, you're never going to be given this change on a plate. No one is ever going to say, hey, I've seen you work incredibly hard. Here's a $50,000 a year pay rise, or here's a holiday over there. That is never going to happen. The only way that's going to happen is if you make it happen yourself. You have to make the conscious decision to say, hey, enough's enough. My life is worth more than this. My health is worth more than this. And this is when you have to really step out and break out of the bubble, break out of the comfort zone, and you will literally hit a wall of terror. And I've been through this many times myself, and I've hit this wall again. This is why I've jumped on the camera today, to address this, because if I can talk myself through this, and if I can talk any one of you guys through this, I know how much it helps, because I've had mentors help me through this process before, and it's incredible. You need to understand that every time you come to this point, you hit a barrier, a terror barrier, and you think, what if I do this? What if I don't do this? What's the trade-off here? Everyone's always thinking in that negative thought pattern, that negative vibration, thinking, if I leave, then I'm going to be losing whatever, 100, 200K a year, whatever your pay is. If you leave, you're going to be losing that money. Let's think, if you do something else, what are you actually going to be gaining here? You could be gaining so much opportunity in your life. You're going to be buying back the life, your literal life force. You have the opportunity to actually find what is your true purpose in life. What are you here to do? Are you here to just roll up to a site every day and walk around like a mindless drone, like an empty vessel, and just do tasks? Because if you're a man, you don't want to be doing this shit. I know this for a fact, because I've been there, and I have many, many friends in the industry who've gone through the exact same feelings that I'm going through. But very few make it out. Very few make it out at all. And they will just succumb to the bubble, the construction bubble, the working force bubble. And it's so hard to break out, especially when you've been indoctrinated into this way of life for many, many years. And if you've grown up in this environment, in a household of, trade workers, and it's great, we need trade workers and things like that. This is such a crucial industry. But at the same time, if you don't feel like it's your purpose, if it's not what you're meant to be doing, the longer you stay on this train and the longer you keep going down this path, the more expensive it's going to be for you to get off and buy a return ticket to where you should be going, if that makes sense. I've tried to use this metaphor, but just think, the longer you keep doing something that's not serving you, the harder and the longer it's going to take to put you on the path that's going to be serving you. And this video is almost like a reminder to myself. I'm going to watch this back to myself, and I hope one day that this all pays off. What I'm trying to do, how I'm trying to wake people up and make these videos and make people aware that, hey, you're actually in charge of your life. You have the energy, you have the vibration to change the life on whatever you want, whatever life path you want to go down. Don't get so stuck and tunnel vision and be in your bubble to think this is all you're good for, this is all you're going to be doing. Because it's brutal, and I've gone over this so many times, but it's like, I don't know what needs to be drilled into people's heads. I don't know what needs to be drilled into my head to break through the terror barrier. And it's like, what you need to do. You have a sense, you have a feeling in your gut, like what you should be doing, but you don't chase it. You don't do it because you're scared. You're like, oh, what if I lose this? What if I lose that? How about you stop that thought, you stop that thinking process, and you think, hang on, what have I actually got to gain out of this? How is my life going to look once I change this? What is my life? How can I make the rest of my life a dream holiday? And a lot of people out there will think, nah, that's impossible. That can't be done. It's not for me. Why is it impossible? There's so many people in the world that have done this, that have created their dream life. You're telling me you can't do this? Why? Why can't you? What's different about you? You're a human, you eat, you breathe, you go to the toilet, you do all these human bodily things, and there's other people who've done it, so what's stopping you essentially? Why are you any different? You know what I'm getting at? Why wouldn't it work for you? I understand why, if you're staying in the same current negative thought pattern, it's extremely hard to have this viewpoint from a third person view. But analyze your life. Imagine you have your body, your life there, and you take yourself out and you view it as a third person. How would you consult, if you're a consultant for your current life, for your third person, would you say you're living to your purpose? Would you say you're doing the things you love to do? Would you say you're living your life to its fullest? You're doing things, you're making your life how you want to live? Or are you just doing things by the status quo? Are you just doing what you know? Are you just playing it safe? Are you just sticking to your bubble? And only you'll know the answer to that. I don't have the answer for you. I can show you the way, but you must walk through the door. You can only take the horse to the pond. You can't make it drink too. And I just wanted to bring a bit of awareness to this. And if you're sort of stuck in this trap, in this bubble, know that there is a way out. But the only way out is through. Dig yourself out of the trenches, change your mindset, view yourself from a third person, and consciously wake up. And the best book for this, if you're into reading or listen to the audiobook, is Reality Transurfing. Reality Transurfing will make you stop and consciously wake up, like you're waking yourself out of a lucid dream, and you'll be able to listen to the rustle of the morning stars. This has been a big, I guess, catalyst in the event for me to know that things are possible. You can change the trajectory of your life with your thought process. Everything starts in imagination, in your thought. Everything you hold, your phone you're watching this on, or the computer, everything was just in someone's imagination at some point. All you need is an imagination, and you can find your way out. You can escape the trap. You don't have to just feel like you've won the battle but lost the war. This can be your new beginning, but only you can walk through the door. No one can walk through it for you.